Boom. On the spot. We in here. We are here. Y'all don't normally get to see me. I'll let y'all see me today. We on the spot. This is part 2. William Northern, 3rd. Y'all didn't say Northman this time. I got it. I was paying attention. We're talking about, so this is part 2. So we got 2 things we're going to cover on the spot today. This is fresh off training. See, I got my wraps and stuff still on. Got my stretchies on and everything. We're going to talk about the Wilder Fury scandal. I told you. First of all, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. Shout out to Winner Circle. Shout out to Cobra Fight Club. Shout out to Gracie, Rilson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out to TK, the barber. Shout out to Derek Bowers, barber extraordinaire. Shout out to Old School Boxing Club. Shout out to single fathers. This is for y'all. Love them babies. You gotta rub somebody else's baby head and send them off school. You can't even see your kids. Shout out to y'all. Pay that child support. Love your babies. Teach them right when they're old enough. When they're out their mama's house and you can teach them right. Teach them right. Teach them right. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Wilder's, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Glove Gate, Rap Gate.
3rd fight?
Would there be a 3rd fight? I hope so. It's probable, but not likely.
I don't think it's healthy for Wilder.
It's probable, but not likely. But we'll get to that, and we got to talk a little bit about Canelo's fight this weekend. We got to talk about Canelo this weekend against, I forgot who he fighting. I think Callum Smith or somebody. So we'll get to it. Glove Gate. As a fighter, we didn't get to this part 2. Tell me what you think about the glove situation.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
You're a fighter, so fighter's perspective. Where you at with it?
Man, I was trying to kill.
You gotta talk loud though. You gotta talk loud.
I was trying to kill him, man. That's something you put your heart. That's his trainer, man. That's in the ring. That's your father.
Right.
For you to do that, you cold blooded. You cold blooded. Blank. That's the end of it.
Is he guilty? Did he do it? Talking about Mark Breland. Is he guilty? First of all, before you answer, Dante's Boxing Nation has a great breakdown on this. Go to Dante's Boxing Nation is a place to go for up to the minute, up to date stuff going on in boxing. Okay. Is he guilty? Did he do it? Because you know what it looked like as a fighter. You know what goes on with gloves being checked, with wraps being checked. You know the protocol. I was an inspector. I know the protocol. Right? Before a fight, before you walk out there, we know that the other corner has to be there when you wrap your gloves and check your gloves. Before, then the commission got to sign off on it. That's what the scribble is. And then the commission got to sign off on it. For all those who don't know, explain the process to you. So you know that the opposite corner has to be there. Does that always happen in boxing? No, believe it or not. I've inspected shows here where we were watching the gloves be wrapped and signed off. In USA boxing, of course, the amateurs are different because nobody has to be there. We have to check them. But in the pros, it don't always happen. Like I said, I've done shows at Celebrity Theater where the other corner wasn't there. It was just inspectors, right? But on that level, other corner has to be there, right? Other corner has to be there.
Right.
So, as a guy's trainer, there is no functional way you should not know if something is wrong with his opponent's wraps. Just like with the Mosley Margarito situation. So, because, rest in power, Brother Nassim, Salam, he tell him, y'all got to take these off when he walked in. Oh, we already wrapped. No, you got to take them off. You need to rewrap them, and that's when they found the stuff. So, is he guilty? Is he part of a conspiracy? Because this is on the spot. We get to the nitty gritty. Is he part of the? Is it conspiracy? Is a conspiracy to bring down a prominent black fighter? Was he part of it?
All fingers point to it. All arrows and it. I don't want to say it, man.
What you don't want to say? So it's on the spot. You got to talk. You don't want to say what? What you want to say? Is he part of the conspiracy? Is he? Because he has to be there. You know how it works on this level. I know they got videos of Tyson glove punctured in and all, knuckle prints and all that stuff. That's all well and good. We got it. I believe that.
He didn't do his job, and he definitely didn't do his job, and
He did it.
He did it.
And that's why he got fired.
Yeah.
Wilder's brother put something out saying that, basically saying, I'm not going to quote him, but basically saying that they got job from the inside before all this other stuff came. There is an allegation that his water was spiked. Somebody brought Tyson Fury water in the post presser. He said the water spiked. Don't want it. Go back and do it.
And he knew it.
I'm just telling you what Tyson Fury said. This is what he said.
Tyson
We don't
Fury
know what that is. We don't know. I don't know what you put in that. I want that. So this then helps us make sense of Wilder saying the suit was heavy. 40-pound suit. Remember when he said when he lost, they said he landed on the suit, and so we excoriated him. Oh my God, I cannot believe
It makes sense.
that you said that, right?
Excuses.
But if his water was spiked,
Makes sense.
you understand what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Because he thinks it's a suit, and it's not. Now I've seen janky stuff like that, like that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
When Adrian Broner, twin, who will win his next fight, fought Marcos Maidana, all kind of weird stuff was going on in that corner. They had a bottle that was, in corners. Mm-hmm. The bottle's supposed to be clear. Yeah. The bottle wasn't clear in that fight, right? Mm-hmm. That's an automatic disqualification. Wow, this fight, because we don't know, because electrolytes is considered cheap, right? It's supposed to be straight water. And then one of the trainers, I forgot the dude, notorious for cheating, was trying to stick something in Maidana's nose. Maidana pushed him away. It may have been mental assault, I don't know. But you can't do that either. All this went on national TV. Nobody reviewed it, and Adrian should have been a no contest. And then Adrian would have still been undefeated at that point in his career. You see what I'm saying? So janky happens in boxing. There's no edit, so we don't tear down the sport, but we will be honest. So if it's an inside job, because you understand that. There were two different promoters. PBC and Top Rank came together on this. Who's the culprit? Who wrote the check? Who wrote the check? Somebody got paid for it. Somebody got paid for it. Who wrote the check? Who wrote it? You a fighter, so I ain't got no opinion. I'm asking the questions. Ain't no further what I think. Who wrote the check? If it's a conspiracy, because this looks real conspiratous. Because there's two lists. There's the hope list. What did Aki and Dante say? There's the hope, the wish or hope list, and then there's the coincidental list. Coincidental list. So who wrote the check? Did PBC write the check? Sorry. Or did Top Rank write the check? Because Top Rank's position on black fighters, you understand what their position is. Their matchmaker got no black fighters on the big board. You do know that, right? They don't like matching their fighters up with black fighters. Mm-hmm. And his, even though it sounds like a compliment, it's not, because it's disrespectful to people who train in the sport, is that he made this comment. He said that of black people, because this ain't even about black fighters. He said, if you go to any corner, anywhere in the world, and ask a black man to throw a jab, he can do it correctly. That sounds like a compliment.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like a compliment. But it's far from a compliment. That's just like people who believe we are somehow genetically enhanced and all black people can dance and jump and run fast and like we've been crossbred with cheetahs and monkeys and stuff like that. So, but I'm on to dive in that right now. That's another segment. But
that's a big segment.
But he said that. Here was my argument, not argument, like arguing with a coach, because I had this conversation with a coach, and the coach said that, and I said, well, the Hispanic coach, God really respect, and I said, so he trains his son. So I said, if your son loses to a black fighter, it's because he has a natural advantage. He gave me a line of logic that I didn't even gonna repeat because it's stupid. But I said, so if he lose, he'll lose to the other kid because he's black, not because of skills, not because of what you taught him, and not because it'll just be because he's black. That's what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And he said he thought about it for a second, and it's like a 30-minute conversation. He thought about it for a second, and he said, "You're right." I said, "Yeah," because he had given some information that could be factual, and I said, "Well, in respect to your information that you gave, we're talking about a skill he's saying all black people have. You have to learn how to jab. That's not something that you, because you're black, you know how to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's just like what we was talking about earlier about the theory about black quarterbacks, how they're not mentally capable to play them. But again, your last 2 or 3 MVPs are black quarterbacks. So that, again, but quarterbacking is a skill. And you can't find Joe Blow. I got a brother who's far from the athlete, who can't throw a jab if you walk up on him. So we're talking about a skill. So when I say that sounds like a compliment, it sounds like a compliment, but it's not a compliment at all. It's a spit in the face to fighters.
Yes,
it's a spit in the face to people who train, who spend year and year after year after year after year, just like people complaining about the fighter styles. No matter what race a guy is, they're going to fight the way you train them to. If a black fighter has a come straight ahead coach, he gonna fight that way. Ain't because he black, he slick because he black. What are you talking about? Do you know how stupid you sound? Somebody got to train you to fight that way. Right. Like me and Rico. Very different style. Rico's more flat foot. I'm not. You see, because I'm taught to move. See, Rico was taught to come behind the jab. Rico's a great fighter, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not, we're different in terms of, he's done things in boxing I'll never do. You understand? You know what I'm saying? But we have different styles, but we're both African American, for lack of a better term. Right. You see what I'm saying? But we don't box the same. Right. Marvin Hagler and Floyd Mayweather don't box the same. One's slick, one's not. You see what I'm saying? So attributing an ethnic group that said that's their style is stupid in a multiplicity of ways. So that's top rank. Okay. So given that, let me get back to the subject. Given their stance on black fighters, now the more background on how they see. Just like I said earlier, how many black fighters have Terrence Crawford fought in the last 3 years? His last 5 fights.
3, 2 or 3.
Who? Hank Lundy. And who?
Oh man.
We'll wait. Hold on. We'll wait. Hank Lundy and who?
In the last 5 years.
Last 3 years. Last 5 fights. Last 4 or 5 fights. And Hank Lundy ain't even one of them, because Hank Lundy was before that.
Brooke.
Kell Brook ain't.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't. No.
Hank Lundy.
He's on the hope list.
Oh man.
He's not on the coincidental list.
What's the other guy? You said the last 5.
The African dude that he beat for 140s.
Oh yeah.
Indigo or Indu or whatever his name is.
Yeah, African guy. I don't remember.
And then name somebody else. So that's 2.
And he just fought last weekend?
A couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
So he beat Kell Brook, and then he fought Amir Khan.
Hank Lundy and other guy that he won the belt from.
The belt. That's what I said. Hank Lundy, the dude he won the belt from. I can't even come up with nobody out there.
Yeah.
Because then you talking about Jeff Horn and a bunch of other.
Yeah. So
a bunch of other people. So that's their stance on black fighters. So who wrote the check? Who wrote the check?
Top rank.
You got to answer the question. Who wrote the check? Did Top Rank write the check, or did PBC write the check? To conspiratorize. To conspiratorize is made up a word. To conspiratorize Deontay Wilder. It was a conspiracy. Okay. Who wrote the check? That's the far more interesting question to me. Who wrote the check?
Well, who's more likely to write the check?
Who's most likely to write the check? Well, you got to answer. It's your interview.
Oh man, I don't want to get in trouble for this, but man, I'm gonna go with, if I have a choice, I would go with.
It's all hypothetical, so don't nobody take it personally. Okay, yeah, it's all hypothetical. We don't know. This is based on what we've seen, what we know of the business, and what we've observed. We don't know for sure.
Top rank.
You think Top Rank spiked the water? Did they spike the water? It's all speculation. Did they spike the water?
That's some dirty stuff.
Did they do it? Did they do it? Did they do it? Because look. I give Top Rank because I'm not high on Top Rank. I think Top Rank is trash. In the last, they trashed the pound for pound #1 fighter. The owner of the place said, I don't even want to fool with him no more. The #1 fighter in the world. Think about it.
Right.
Think about the All-Star
Top
team
rank.
they've lost.
Top rank.
Top Rank. Think about the All-Star team they've lost. Manny Pacquiao is a one-man All-Star team. Mikey Garcia is all-world megastar talent. He just hasn't got the right experience. That's why he sat out Top Rank, because they don't know how to push him. Mikey got bigger fights pushing himself than he got pushing Top Rank, because he didn't want to fight nobodies for peanuts like Top Rank tried to get people to do. Okay, so and then at one point they was only letting their fighters fight each other. They wouldn't, like, how does Tim Bradley get 3 Manny Pacquiao fights? Come on. So they was on that tip. So you're talking about walking from Top Rank for the same reasons. I'm gonna give you bigger names, so it ain't like this ain't it. Manny Pacquiao. They done ran Terrence Crawford, who's the #1 pound for pound fighter that nobody can complain about. This is not a dance around the ring fighter like everybody complain about. This dude is knocking people out.
And in your face.
You understand what I'm saying? He is stopping people. He ain't beating people on cars these days. So you got him, you got Mikey, I'm a big fan of, all-world talent. And then let's draw back on some people who left Top Rank for similar reasons, for not getting exposure in the fights they want and stuff like that. Oscar De La Hoya left from Top Rank. He went on to be the cash cow after Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. left for the same reason. I don't even fight for them. So you're talking about 5, like mega. Come on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, the lane of a conspirator, PBC is their guy. So I don't think PBC would tamper what they don't do unless they got a check for it. You know what I'm saying? But PBC writing is a cash machine. So I don't even think they would. I'm not seeing PBC do that. So if the water was spiked, and I'm gonna say this because I don't freak with them, so I don't care. Even though it's my own question, it's an interview. I'm still gonna say it. If the water's gonna be spiked, it had to be spiked by the people who's responsible for checking it. The opposition is not gonna spike your water because they know you're gonna check it. So if your water gets spiked, it gotta be from somebody who's responsible for checking it. Because if I'm responsible for checking the water, if it's my job to check it and I say it's good, everybody believes it to be good. So Deontay Wilder, brother, saying it's an inside job, bad gloves, spiked water, and the person that's responsible for making sure that neither one of those things happen don't do it, it's an inside job. I agree with it. I want to know who wrote the check. Who wrote the check? Because this ain't like the C.J. Ross. You remember the judge who scored a draw for Floyd and Canelo and then he disappeared? This ain't that. She got a big enough check to where she didn't care. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to call it a draw, and I'm going to cash this check, and if I don't never judge again, who cares? Who cares? Because the check was big enough to sustain. And somebody said, man, but all the money she missed out for judges don't make that kind of money. A, B, because it depends on the magnitude of the fight, what they get paid. Because the judges, the commissions don't pay judges, the promoters do. Which is why there are certain fighters who complain that certain judges are certain gophers, my baby calling me. See how I say that? I'll call you in a minute, baby. Judges are certain gophers. Like, oh, this dude is a golden boy judge. Oh, this dude is a top rank judge. There's actual reason for that. because it's actual the promoters who pay. When I get my checks, they're not Arizona Boxing MMA commission checks. They're not Nevada State Athletic Commission checks. They're not California State Athletic Commission checks. It's the promoters' names. So they do have some influence on who get booked. But so your position is this. This is your interview. Is the inside job? You believe it to be an inside as a fighter? You believe it to be an inside job?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Mommy just
Pick me up. Okay, so all right. So that's that. We got to go on the Canelo, and then we got to get out of here because it's 2 degrees in this piece. And I've been here breakfast clubbing, so I've been here all day pretty much. So I get that. I'm on vacation. That means I get to train. I get to live like you. I get to live like you for 2 weeks. It's wonderful. Alvarez and his opponent. It's so cold in here, I don't even need water.
that's real.
I ain't even drunk no water. I've been in here since,
And I'm good.
6 something. It's 11. I ain't drunk a lick of water yet, and I'm not thirsty. Okay, so Alvarez, Smith. I was gonna talk about Rolly, Devin Haney, but the little sparring thing at Floyd Gym, I'll say that for another segment. I'll probably talk about that tonight with somebody else. But we're going to do Canelo and Smith. Callum Smith, I generally have, so this is not my normal, we on the spot. So this is not my normal stuff. I normally got the breakdowns and all that stuff and records and all that. Keys to victory. I'll give them, but you're gonna provide the same information. Canelo Alvarez, everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge fan. I'm not in the best place with him about his opposition lately. You're not supposed to fight murderers row your whole career. You're a fighter, you know that. That's very unhealthy. But as an A side, there is a standard you have to keep. Floyd Mayweather couldn't pick any old body when he was the A side. Oscar took losses as the A side because the competition had to say. But when Bernard Hopkins was the A side, had to fight certain people he maybe didn't want to fight. Roy Jones Jr. even had to just, even though he typically chose his mandatories, they still are mandatories. Mike Tyson, when he was the A side, had to fight dudes he took losses, dudes who could beat. And so, while I am a believer, I need a reason to believe. I will accept Callum Smith because he hasn't fought in a while. And he needs to get however many rounds this lasts because it's not going to last the whole fight.
Things up?
Yeah. Here was an argument from a very respected contemporary of mine when I said that. He said, why? He ain't been fighting nobody anyway. What kind of rest he need? He fought old Kovalev a long time ago. He fought little small Amir Khan. What you mean he need rest? This was look. He ain't been going the distance. He ain't been fighting nobody. How much rest you gonna give him? So I said this. He was disappointed about the Caleb Plant pullout. Supposed to fight Caleb Plant, changed his mind, and then tried to fight some Ark of Burov dude for David Benavidez' belt, which I argued with people down right here that he was trying not to fight David Benavidez. I said he wasn't interested in that belt until David Benavidez no longer had it. This is not a biased Arizona thing, even though it's a biased Arizona thing. It's fact. When David Benavidez had that belt, Canelo was not interested in that belt. I never heard him say nothing about it. Nobody ever talked about it. The second the belt got stripped, he tried to pick an opponent. That's all the WBC. WBC is his little females. They his hoes. WBC is his hoes. Suleiman, all them his hoes. Because because they need him to wear that belt. They probably don't even charge him for it. A lot of people don't even know you got to pay sanction for these belts. They probably not even charge him for it. So they pitch out whatever they pitch out. Long story short, David Benavidez, he held that belt Canelo all of a sudden was trying to put something together, or his team, because he's the fighter, so probably his team, try to put something together for him to fight for that belt. I told people in this gym, sitting in this spot, on the very, very first, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, shameless plug, it is there. It is the first on the spot. I said, hey, he wasn't interested in that goddamn belt until David Benavidez lost it. He can't beat David Benavidez. I'll say it. He can't do it. David Benavidez is the wrong kind of fighter for him.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He's the wrong kind of fight for him. David Benavidez is not even about young and all that, because nobody care about that. Because Canelo is young, 30 years old. He's still young. David Benavidez, the way David Benavidez box is not conducive to a slippy counter-punchery dude. Counter-puncher dudes hate when dudes jab too much. Just like Danny Garcia.
Right.
Okay, so Danny's an expert counter-puncher, but no counter-puncher like dudes who constantly, because the jab is hard to counter. If you ever been in here before, a jab is a sharp jab is very, very hard to counter. Very, very hard to counter. I don't know why people don't use a jab as a counter. It's the quickest, safest counter you can actually throw. But
it is.
So Canelo, he's fighting Caleb Plant, and not Caleb Plant, which is what I thought it was going to be. He pulls out, he fights, he's fighting Smith. Okay. He's had plenty of rest. The guy was right. God dang, I mean, how much rest do you God dang, he ain't fought nobody in a while. So, okay, it's time to start fighting people again. You rested. Now, you got to take on these challenges. But he said he wanted to fight Errol Spence. I know this is off the topic. He said, I'll fight Errol Spence. So imagine this. I need your opinion. Just let me set this up. Imagine a prominent black fighter calling out a dude 3 weight classes below him, regardless of how good the little dude is. Imagine Floyd Mayweather calling out Chocolatito.
Unacceptable.
You understand what I'm saying? 3 weight classes below. Imagine Shane Mosley calling out Juan Marquez, and Marquez is at 26. And he at 47. Because that's basically the gap. Regardless of how good Marquez is. Or regardless of how good the smaller fighter is from the smaller weight class. That's why I said Amir Khan and Canelo ain't what people think it's going to be. I called it down the pipe. I said, oh, Khan will be winning until he get knocked out. Khan is not big enough. Khan come 47. All the way to 6, because he walk around at that weight don't mean he can box at that weight. People don't even understand how boxing works. Just because you walk around at a certain weight class don't mean you can actually compete at that same weight that you walk around. Like, people don't understand how sport works. So fast forward, Calvin Smith, be that as it may. Calvin Smith, give me a winner and give me keys to victory. That's what we do on the spot. Give me a winner and give me keys to victory for both fighters. A winner, give me a prediction first, because we don't hedge. Well, I need a winner. Who gonna win? And then give me keys to victory for both guys.
I got Canelo winning.
Alvarez, it's a safe bet.
Canelo Alvarez winning. I give him.
How's he gonna win?
He's gonna stop him.
In what round?
I give him 4th round latest.
Fourth late. Okay. Now keys to victory for both guys. Start with Callum Smith first.
Smith, he'll have to jab a lot. He'll have to move more than he moves. He'll have to move a lot more.
Because he's a stationary target most of the time.
Yeah, he'll have to move a lot more and keep his guard tight and keep that jab and just move.
So you're saying he should, like Mauricio Herrera
And throw.
kind of thing, against Danny Garcia. Jab, move.
And when you do throw your counter punch, sit on it every time, because you have to fight fire with fire, and Canelo's going to bring the fire. So you're going to have to fight. It's going to be a fight, straight fight. You can't sit back on this, but you have to move. You You have to box. You have to do what they're predicting that you're going to do. You have to box. Canelo,
Key to victory.
oh man, just to be Canelo. To me, Canelo Alvarez, he's gotten a lot better within the last couple years. But
In what regard?
man,
How do we know that? Based on who he's been fighting the last couple of years. How do we know how much better he's gotten? How do we know that? How do we know?
because he's moving. He's moving a lot better.
It's against nobody. Kovalev is a shot old man, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Kovalev's a shot old man. Amir Khan is chinny, to say the least. Right? And then who did he fight before that for the vacant belts? We don't even remember.
All I remember
You
is
see what I'm saying? The last time, okay, so now he's fought dudes. He's fought, like the Erteni Laras and the Austin Trouts and stuff. But that was way early in his career. So people stop acting like he ain't fought nobody because he has. But we talking about lately. How do we know he's gotten better? Because then people will say, well, Triple G is better, but Triple G is a lot older than him too.
Man,
And those were very competitive.
he has more
He
rhythm.
he fought Jacobs, who's still smaller, and that was competitive. Ain't like he walked through these dudes. Like there are some people who think he lost them fight. I mean, I don't, but there's a lot of people who can make legitimate arguments that one of them Golovkin fights he lost. A lot of people think the first one because of the jab.
The Lara fight.
The lower fight, a lot of people thought he lost. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know I was there. I mean, when I was there, I thought he lost. When I watched it back, I thought he won. But that's the difference between being there and being able to rewind and stuff like that.
He has a lot more rhythm. He has a lot more rhythm.
That's fair. That's fair
You
enough.
see that.
That's fair enough. He's moving a little better,
Yeah.
but I'm just.
A
Does it?
lot of them move.
I see it too.
A lot.
Does it mean that? Does that mean that that's cool against, like, my handles look better against dudes that can't play D?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? My jump shot look better compared to dudes who can't shoot. I can still shoot, believe it or not. But what if I'm out there shooting? If I'm NBA talent, how does my jump shot look against other NBA players, not college kids? You see what I'm saying? If I'm a better slasher, if I'm a better ball handler, against 8th graders, I look like I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm the greatest. I'm Jason Williams. But against other NBA players, so does that mean I'm better?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Not to say that he's not. I'm just saying that
You're right.
I need to see it against somebody that's going to test whether you're actually good at it or not, or better at it or not.
Colin is not on test.
Well, but everybody know that. Everybody know that. So you saying Canelo be Canelo? Because when he sit down and throw combinations, it's lovely. People know he doesn't. Beautiful that is. When he actually sit down and throw a combination, it is beautiful.